Delusion. Time for another delusion trigger. Is she eating actually? Well, she's eating, I think, a squid. Sure, let's have a positive one. Why not? Last time we had a positive delusion with Kazuki. There was a Yuri scene. Is there gonna be more Yuri? Kazuki looked up from her game. She'd been totally ignoring all of this. You know, fan service scenes are not usually my, favorite kind of scenes, but if there's Yuri though, maybe. I guess I'm just a hypocrite. Yeah. Ito took them and stood in front of the board. He started to put them up. His face was still red. He glared at the images as he looked for a spot to put them. Well, whatever. If he thinks he's fooling me like that, then I'll let him think that. And also it makes sense. We're having a positive delusion because we're very happy about our video getting millions of views, I guess. Though how would you... I don't know. I mean, on YouTube, obviously, you can monetize your content. It is possible. Even though, I mean, these days, like, you're probably not gonna like get a lot of money, just from like 100,000 views. But I wonder if, Nico Nico Doga, I guess, Japanese version, does it, can you monetize your content on Nico Nico Doga? Is it like something equivalent to that? Anyway. I still felt sick.
Okay. 私もやだもん.
She skipped past the image of the sumo sticker and started to scroll through just the comments. There were a lot of different types of comments. Some were claiming that Watabe had ripped us off, some of them were saying all kinds of horrible things about us, but very few of them were discussing the actual video. Okay. These were the comments I was interested in.
Oh, メール来た.
メール?
That was the sound the PC made when it got an incoming email. The email address it used was for the newspaper club. Ito and I had a joint account we used to upload videos on Nikonia, and the email address was written in our profile page. Normal users never bothered to check out a profile page, so we almost never got any email. Serica opened the email program on the computer. There was a single new email.
メールより動画だろう。
このタイミングだし、タレコミ情報かもしれない。
タレコミって何の？
それはだから、動画に関連した何かの。
Ito seemed unsatisfied, but it only took a minute to check out the email. I asked Serica to open it.
これって。
なんだよ。
読むね。こんにちは。渋谷ニューズの管理人 K です。
Ah, yes. This would be quite appropriate if this was like in reality, but no, we're having a delusion as well, so I guess not.
K?
K had got in touch with us. K-senpai. Yes, now I'm excited.
あなたの作成した動画、とても興味深くて、昨日の私の番組で取り上げさせてもらいました。よければ連絡先を交換しませんか？素晴らしい発見をしたあなたとぜひお近づきになりたいの。今度直接会ってお話をさせてください。
In person? Get to know me better. Meet me in person. I gulped. I mean, even though it's kind of like a group effort, though. It's not like you're monopolizing K. It's the newspaper club's effort. But, K recognized our work. There could be no greater honor.
本物なのか。
K さんを語って連絡してくる意味がない。
And the address matched the one used by Shibuya News.
まだ続きあるよ。私の自撮り画像を添付します。あなたの写真を返信してくれると嬉しいです。
Ah, yes, she sent us nudes. Of course. Kay had never put a picture of her face up on Shibuya News. The broadcast was always voice only. Of course, I had heard her voice, but never seen her face. In my mind, I pictured her as a highly intelligent girl. I mean, yeah, she is. She wears a lab coat and everything. A little bit rude, though. And she sent a picture of her face.
ウイルスが仕込まれてるんじゃ。
It could be a virus, it could be malware. Why was Iso so suspicious of everything? Kei wanted to get in touch with us. Would it kill you to be a little bit more excited?
ケイさんはそんなことしないだろ。
I would believe in Kei. I wanted to believe.
お前、渋谷ニュースの信者だもんな。好きにしろ。
信者じゃないけど、ファンなのは確かだ。尾上、添付ファイルを開いてみてくれ。
OK。
Okay. I feel like that's just Serika's catchphrase. Okay. This was my chance to see Kei. I couldn't wait. I felt like I was meeting my future waifu. My future bride. Serika moved the mouse and opened the attached file. And what appeared was... Well, I mean, that's accurate. I guess. Even though that's technically... I mean, we're having a delusion, so how would we know how she, would look like? But, you know, maybe it's just our imagination.
エロいな。
エロない。Okay, well. No.
ケイさんはそんな軽薄な人間じゃないし。
おい、宮代。何ブツブツ言ってるんだ？ちゃんと見てるのか？
え？
Ito and Serika were looking at each other, or looking at each of the comments on the video. Not looking at each other, rather. Serika flipped past any points where the sumo sticker appeared and just scrolled through the comments. Oops, now wasn't the time to getting weird ideas.
渡部パクってんじゃねえよ。こっちの方が本当に早いの。マスゴミ被害者はこちらです。
そこら辺の議論はどうでもいいな。シールで検索かけてくれ。
オッケー。
ろくな情報がないな。
One guy was calling it the Fatso sticker. Another was saying Sumo sticker is my waifu. Ah, yes, of course. And squeeze that frog. Serika must have been getting annoyed with it too, because she started to use her free hand to play with her Gero Froggy strap. But a moment later, her hand froze.
あ、これは？
力士シールの作者なんて KLX だろ。超着オツ。ね。
You wrong-sider morons. Do other people also use, wrong side and right siders? I guess so. I always thought it was like a Takuru thing. You're the wrong side of moron, dummy. Sure, there was a theory on the internet that an artist named Kalex was behind the stickers, but no one had ever found any proof. They probably just read the title or the first few lines of an article somewhere that said Kalex was the artist who created the stickers and never given it any more thought. I mean, I feel like, yeah, that's how it is for a lot of people. I feel like, you just read the headline. I'm guilty of that as well, because I'm not really all that interested in a lot of things, but sometimes when I see general news, I just read the headline and just look at the comments, and that's it. I don't read the actual article. I'm too lazy. If it's something I don't really care about anyway. There was a URL among the comments that was pasted with no explanation whatsoever.
飛んでみる？
ちょっと待ってくれ。
I took a look at the letters and the address.
単にアマブロのアドレスだよな。
I wasn't sure, but it didn't look like a very dangerous page.
オッケー。
Okay. No, we saw this before, actually. Didn't we? A moment later, I was staring at a page with an ugly, garish background. I looked away from the sumo sticker that was its hit counter.
なんだ、ここ。
Serika clicked through the links on the page.
力士シールを特集してるページみたいだね。
Oh, we didn't see this page before. Yeah, because we saw this webpage before, but I guess the characters didn't, so that's weird. Who's looking at these web page, because I'm thinking, yeah, sometimes when we look at these web pages, especially when it has the whole like bear background, we're not playing as Takeru, we're playing as someone else. If I had to guess, maybe Hana, you know, gamer girl, you know, maybe she's more interested in the case than we thought, or maybe someone else. I don't know. No, these are pictures we didn't see before, though, I guess. I think we saw that one already, but let me just, I want to see more of the picture. Can I scroll down? No, I can't. Oh, this is our picture, actually, isn't it? It must have been a lot of work to get all of these. To get all of these. Was this from before the earthquake? Sarika must have still been bothered by the stickers, because before she said anything, she scrolled down to the text-only part of the page.
このシールの目は滅びを予見し、これを未然に防ぐためのもの。2015年の人類滅亡の予言は被害はあったものの、これによって守られた。
2015年の人類滅亡の予言？エジプト歴の人類滅亡説か。
Excuse. Egyptian apocalypse. Theory that humanity will be wiped out on September 23rd, 2015. Egyptian holy site. Every autumn equinox. The world will be drowned in water. And the world will be drowned. Amazing. Mainstream media, I guess. And flame war. Marketing, I guess. We didn't start the flame war. Anyway.
よく知ってるね。
常識だよ。
Everyone knows that. Whatever. I read further down the page and saw that he considered the crash of 15 to be part of the prophecy, and said that the stickers have saved humanity. What was the other crash? Was there like... I forget actually. I mean, well... I was too young to really remember, but like the Y2K incident? I mean, I guess that was a plot in STEINS Gate as well, I guess. So, I mean, very thematic. But I feel like this one is much more obscure. It's called like Y2K, right? Y2K. Like when, you know, 1999, when the date changed to 2000, everyone assumed that, I don't know, the world would end, I guess. Something like that. Was it like that? I can't remember exactly what the, you know, what the context was. I can't remember. Anyway. It just wasn't a thing because I was too young at the time.
の時あまり大きな騒ぎにならなかったよね。歴史シールって太陽嵐を軽減する効果でもあるのかな?
Or rather, it just wasn't a thing for me anyway, because, you know, again, I was too young. Anyway, Baka! Why would you believe that?
渋谷の被害が少なかったのは単に復興計画で街が整備されていたおかげだよ。これは単なる結界説。
結界説?
How could she forget that? A long time ago, we spent a lot of time looking into this.
相撲の発祥が神事であったことから、相撲を行う力士をモデルとした力士シールに宗教的な意味を持たせて、あちこちに貼ることによって結界を築いているんだっていう説だよ。
宗教的な意味って?
Crap, I didn't know.
とにかく結界説はナンセンスなんだ。力士シールって呼ばれてるけど、力士をモデルにしたっていう証拠はないんだから。
ふーん。
Oh, good. I guess I fooled her. I pretended to understand everything, even though I don't.
タク、これは?
I mean, that's the quickest way to, like, be, you know, not very well informed, ironically, by pretending that you know everything. Because if you pretend to know everything, then you're not open to actually learning something new, you know? But anyway, I feel like that's, like, central to, like, his own, like, I don't know, personal problems.
知ってるの? 作者。
え?
This, Sarika said as she pointed to... a page about the creator of the sumo stickers. Okay. Going into more detail. Who made the sumo stickers? Many people seem to get this wrong, but it's not in fact K-Lex. There's no proof of that he or perhaps she is who created the stickers. Is their homepage? There's stuff that's similar, but none of them are the sumo stickers themselves. They put focus on symmetry. Okay. Very similar. But if it wasn't K-Lex, who did create them? I know who, in fact, I know who, in fact, I made contact with them. As I've said before, the sumo stickers represent God himself. The person who created them is a prophet who heard the will of God, okay? History tells us that every prophet is mistreated in their own time. The prophet suffers even now. They are sacrificed to the rest of humanity in order to build the barrier. I won't say their name here, but the creator is located within AH Tokyo General Hospital. I remember going to a hospital before, I guess. At least when Serika and Takuru was young, you know, when they were like little kids, they sneak into like a hospital.
Yeah, 勘違いだ。進めてくれ。
OK。
That background was using the nastiest colors I'd ever seen. My eyes were starting to hurt. What's this?
巷で言われているように、歴史シールの作者は K-Lex ではない。
Between this and the sheer number of similar sticker photos, it was clear that the page's author was a little crazy, but had done their homework.
このシールの作者は結界を築くために人類の犠牲になったのだ。
No, maybe more than a little crazy. They were totally nuts. I hadn't read a page like this in a while.
その犠牲となった尊敬すべき作者は
I stopped scrolling down the page.
これ
Her voice was shaking a little and she pointed at the screen.
AH 総合病院にその身を置いている。
What a coincidence.
タク
I knew what she was trying to say. I could see Serika's shock out of the corner of my eye, but I couldn't take my eyes off the words AH Tokyo General Hospital. That was the hospital. That was the hospital I snuck into with Serika in elementary school, the one I saw in my dreams all the time.
おい宮代宮代って
Ah, hello. What? Kazuki stuck her face in front of the display from the side and pointed toward Ito.
なんだよ。
やべえぞこれ
You know, now that I think about it, Kazuki definitely reminds me of another character in STEINS. I mean, obviously, there's gotta be a lot of parallels, I guess, because it's made by the same people. But yeah, Kazuki reminds me of another person in STEINS. Kind of obvious. She has the same gimmick, I guess. Ito was staring at the board as he whispered. Then he walked straight up to it.
やっぱりおいこれ見てみろって
He pointed toward the pictures that were stuck up on the board.
どうしたんだよ。
I tried to hide my shock at what I just seen, but my voice was quivering. But Ito was completely ignoring me. He ripped off a few of the pictures. Oh, hey. Why you do that? It's so much hard work putting them on the board in the first place. And stuck them back up. The huge number of sumo stickers and then the long distance shots of the ones found at the crime scenes.
ここ見てみろ
But what does he see? I don't know. I don't get it. Also, I guess, okay, I thought for some reason I thought this was like blood. You know, it's kind of hard to tell, but I guess these are all just stickers. This is the scene we saw before, actually. Like the involving the little girl and the old woman, you know. I could tell that Ito and Serika turned to look at me when I laughed. I thought back to the conversation I just had with Kurusu. Something terrible might happen. I would keep going anyway. I would probably keep going all the way. Because I wasn't just an ordinary teenage boy, oh no. He's a chuni. Chuni byo! October 7, 2015, Wednesday. 8 o'clock p.m. Tomigaya, Shibuya. Alba Clinic. A 2-minute walk from Yoyogi Park Station. This private clinic, 20 minutes away from the heart of Shibuya, was loved by the locals for its homey, comfortable atmosphere. The clinic offered internal and pediatric medical services. It had no facilities to allow someone to stay overnight. The wait was 10 minutes at worst. Some days it was more common to find the director's drinking buddies there telling bawdy jokes than it was to find patients. The only full-time doctor was the clinic's director. He had 2 nurses. The only times it ever got busy was during flu shot season and when the director's neighborhood baseball team had its annual tournament. Okay, well, why are we here? Why are we here? Like, we just skipped to here. I don't know why. And I still don't know what Ito found out, actually. I still don't really get it. What kind of connection did he find from all those long distance shots? Well, the clinic's second floor. This floor, with its living room, kitchen and bath, and the 3rd floor with the rooms for the children, formed the localized small-scale children's welfare facility named Alba Dormitory. Yeah, well, this is where No and Takoru, this is where they live, because we saw one very brief flashback of when they were orphans, and I remember this scene. I remember, the place being quite nice, actually. There's no sign identifying it outside, so if you just walk by the building, you have no way of knowing that the upper floors were an orphanage. No. Okay, I assume this is where she lives. I mean, she still lives here, I guess. Because I imagine Takoru... I keep saying his name is Takoru, right? Takoru. He moved out of this place, and lived in an RV. Sakuma Wataru, the director of the Alba Clinic and Alba Dormitory, looked at the dinner lineup on the table and froze. Boiled vegetables, white fish with plum, tofu hamburg steak, natto, rolled omelette with shisho leaves. The oldest girl of the dorm had been in charge of cooking ever since she came here when she was in 6th grade. Every year she started cooking more and more like an old woman. Okay. Sakuma pressed his hands up against his temples and rubbed them. Sakuma moaned a little. Kurusu smiled gently at him, still holding the kitchen knife. Yes.
父さん、そもそも課長で医者であるあなたが病院の仕事手伝ってるとはいえ、見習い看護師以下で娘である私に薬の場所を聞くのも問題ですけど。
Well, interesting that she's calling him dad. It's kind of like, well, are you a real dad? Or well, it makes more sense if he's an adopted dad, or maybe not even legally a dad. It's just, just because they're living together, she's just calling him a dad. I don't know. What's a relationship? I don't know.
よりによって二日酔いですって？昨日の夜、残った事務仕事を私が片付けてる時に晩酌してたの？
いや、
仕事は俺だってしてたぞ。
じゃあ仕事中に飲んでたってことね。そんな酔っ払いに出せる薬はありません。あと1週間禁酒にしますから。
はあ、おいノノ、冗談だろ。
できた。2人とも呼んできて。
Okay.
ごちそうさま。美味しかった。
Well, I mean, I think we know who these are, actually. This is this family. We saw a picture of them, actually. You know, 2 kids, the older guy, and Takaru as well was
ご
in
ち
it.
そうさま。はい、おそ松様。お茶入れるね。ゆう、手伝って。
Her little brother nodded, and together they took the plates the 4 of them had been eating onto the kitchen. It was their job to clean up. Tachibana Yui and Tachibana Yuto were brother and sister. They were the only 2 siblings at the Alba dorm who were actually related by blood, and the rest of the neighborhood thought it was cute how they were always together. The Shibuya earthquake had occurred when Yui was in 2nd grade, and Yuto was only 6 and hadn't started school. After the earthquake, the 2 of them had come to Alba dorm. The 2 of them had been depressed for a long time between the shock of losing their parents and their experiences in the earthquake's aftermath. Now they've made it to the 2nd year of middle school for Yui and the last year of elementary school for Yuto.
ノノ、明日の夕飯は先に食べてていいぞ。
During the meal, Sakama had complained about Nono's ban on his drinking, but Yui had told him he brought it on himself. He spent the rest of dinner muttering to himself, but by now he'd calmed down a little.
最近バタついてるからよ。
嫌です。温め直すのめんどくさいもの。それにバラバラに食事するのって好きじゃないの。できるだけ家族揃って食べたい。でもバタついてるってどうしたの？
Kurusu checked the clock as she spoke. It was almost 9. Alba Clinic closed at 6:30 p.m. It was often after 7 o'clock p.m. by the time Sakama finished his paperwork and came up the stairs. Kurusu would have dinner ready around that time. But it was true that lately he'd been coming up later and later. Sakama shrugged and said he wasn't sure why exactly, but
大学の後輩が渋谷でやってる医院もそうだし、ここらのでっけえ病院、代々木の AH 東京総合病院とかよ、最近忙しいらしいんだよ。
there's the general hospital again. Being brought up.
ノノ？
あ、ごめん。それで？
ま、復興祭が近いから浮かれて怪我するやつが増えてるんじゃねえかとか、それに合わせて例の症候群をもう一度見直す動きがあるとか、いろいろ言われてんだけどよ。
見直すって6年経って今さら？
The Chaos Child Syndrome?
わかりやすく復興して治ってんのは街の外観だ。ここはそう簡単に治らねえからな。
Sakama patted himself on the chest.
うちの患者は別に普段と変わらねえんだけどよ。その後輩やら知り合いやらからなんだかんだと頼まれるのが多くなってんだよ。おかげで肩こって仕方ねえ。
As her father rotated his shoulders to stretch them, Nono told him he was doing a good job. He normally looked like a goofball, but Kurusu knew that he was reliable when it counted. Alba Clinic was far enough from Shibuya that it hadn't been damaged during the quake, and so it remained open. She heard that Sakama had taken in patients with minor wounds, a field that was outside his specialty, and treated them. When she helped at the clinic's front desk, the patients would often tell her grateful tales about what he'd done then.
どうしたのこの梨？パーラー西野で安売りしてたの。いただきまーす。
Yui and Yuto had come back from the kitchen with tea and a sliced pear. She stuck a toothpick in a slice as she spoke.
甘くて美味しい。ああ、ゆいポン酢買っといてくれた？今日そこねでしょ？うん、
お一人様1個までだったから竜連れて2個ゲットしてきた。あ、そうだ、いつものスーパータイムセールの時間変わるって。
Well, I mean, we're just enjoying like happy family time. I can't wait for the part where all these kids get, you know, get murdered. But anyway,
嘘。
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. On October 10th, you know, someone's getting killed. All of these deaths tend to be people we don't really are not really like related to or anything. But who knows? Maybe someone we know will probably get killed soon. That would raise up the stakes a little.
1時間遅くなる。
That's how I always, you know, that's how it always is in like a bunch of like mystery like type anime. Eventually, they're just gonna kill someone you know.
夕ご飯の買い物どうしようかな。
あと風呂場の洗剤切れそうだったよ。あの白のパッケージの。
それは週末のセールを待ってる。
どこの？
青木薬局。
クーポンあるよ。
ほんと？助かる。そうだ、ベランダ見た？洗濯物干す方の角のとこ。
え？何？
苔生えてるのびっしり。
それが？
なんとかしないとそのうち赤ダニが湧くの。やだ。
Oh no.
私だって嫌です。というか私が一番嫌。何？さっきから喉痛いの？
風邪？ちょっとありえないんですけど、お医者さんでしょ？
I mean, being a doctor doesn't make you immune to getting a cold, but I mean, well, when you think about it, being a doctor actually would increase your chances of getting sick because you're interacting with sick people all day.
看病するの私たちなんですからね。ただでさえ寝汗が多くて洗濯が大変だっていうのに。
少しは痩せてよ。だいたい父さんの食費だけで月にいくら。
Sakuma slammed his teacup down on the desk. He reached the limits of his patience.
のの、ゆい、話がある。ちょっと座れ。
座ってんじゃん。
な、お前ら。
Sakuma pressed down his temples again as he wondered where to begin. It felt like his headache was getting worse. But in the end, he couldn't come up with any ideas except to say it directly.
もう少し高校生と中学生らしくできねえのか。
Oh yeah. I guess they are pretty young. I forgot. I don't know. I just forget. The two of them looked at him as if they didn't know what he was talking about.
のの、お前趣味なんだ？
何急に？
いいからよ。趣味は？
部屋の掃除。
Cleaning my room. Ah yes.
ゆいは？
セールのチラシ集め。
I guess they're just heroes, you know? They're just Emiya heroes. They're both gonna become Segi no Mikatas. The two of them kept eating their pear slices, unsure what he was getting at. And then they continued their conversation, saying, "What's his problem? He must be getting terrible, getting old." Okay, boomer.
座れ。座りなさい。
座ってるって。
お前ら何歳のうちから初対地見てんだ。セールがどうの食費がどうの学生の会話が。
家のことは任せるって言ったのは父さんでしょ？
Kurusu ran the Abo dorm's budget and Yui helped her.
もっと遊べっつってんだ。ライブ行ったり服買ったりよ。
ねえ、別にいいよ。ネットで聞けるもん。
言われなくても服はフリマとかで買ってます。いいのない時は自分で作っちゃうもの。
ちゃんとしすぎなんだよ。あんな、好きのない女はモテねえぞ。
クラスの子供っぽい男子になんか興味ありません。
Yeah, she's more interested in girls, actually, now.
あとのの姉は中等部じゃアイドルだから。
そうなの？
Of course, Yui nodded. Yui went to Hikiko Academy's middle school, which was located close to the academy itself. Okay, yeah, because the private school is like very close to each other. Is that like a thing? I feel like that's like a thing in a lot of anime where they just have like a, well, maybe no, maybe not just in anime, maybe in Japan in general, but like it tends to be that sometimes people go to the same school from elementary to high school. Actually, sometimes even university, they just have it all in one place. You know, all the grades of education. I don't know. I think I've heard that being an actual thing. You know, not just in anime, just in Japan in general, and sometimes in other places maybe. You know, I'm just so used to like, you know, North American standards where you go to a different, you know, school for elementary, for middle, for high school, for university or college. You know, you just go to different places every time. But I don't know. The high school and middle school did a lot of activities together, and Kurusu had gone to the latter before as a part of her student council president job. Kurusu chuckled.
こっちじゃどっちかっていうと怖がられてるんだけどね。
彼氏の一人もいねえのか。お前の浮いた話聞いたことないぞ。
クラスの子供っぽい男子になんか興味ありません。
Same answer, I guess.
へえ、そっちも男子ってそうなの？
年頃の男子なんて何歳でも一緒でしょ。
You know, maybe you shouldn't pursue boys, you know, you should pursue girls maybe. Anyway, Kurusu sipped her tea with a smirk.
ブラコンめ。
And then she spat it out like she'd been struck with a bullet. Okay. But that's probably another reason. She's probably very into Takuru as well, obviously. Just being pinholed in that harem. Her harem role is big sister.
ののね、大丈夫？ティッシュ。
うん。
Kurusu coughed as she took the tissue from Yui and then wiped down the desk.
変なこと言わないでちょうだい。
Her face was bright red as she yelled at Sakuma.
お前はタクルに構いすぎなんだよ。そんなんだと他の男が寄ってこないぞ。
そんなことないです。あ、いや、寄ってきてるって意味じゃなくて。
Kurusu waved her hand, annoyed.
とにかくあの子は。
ののね。
No, no, ne. Kurusu threw the tissue in the garbage can without answering.
言うとはこないだユイが言ってただろう。ほら、同じクラスの今野さんだがなんだか。
違うよ。いや違わないけど。
Now it was Yuto's turn to turn red. Okay.
そうだ、それどうなったの？やっぱりラブレターだったんでしょ？隠し事はなしでしょ？どうなの？
Yuto shrank back into his chair, his tiny body becoming even smaller. Then he nodded. Yui leaned forward, excited.
徳田くんに。徳田くんにバレて、それで。
Yui's expression switched from jovial to serious.
何？からかわれた？
After a short pause, Yuto nodded.
ダメだよ。嫌なものは嫌って言わないと。そういうのに慣れたら気づかないうちに曲がってくんだから。でも、もしまたいじめられたりしたら姉ちゃんにいいな。やり返してやるから。
ゆい、女の子がそういうこと言わないの。
お前が言うか。
どういう意味？
Those were two rules in Alba dorm. After dinner, everyone would gather around the table to talk, and no one was allowed to keep secrets. When Sakuma decided to open an orphanage after the earthquake, he first picked the name Alba Dorm, and the second thing he decided on were those rules. The four of them talked until around 10 o'clock p.m. when Yuto started to yawn. Telling each other about their daily lives was how they kept themselves grounded before they all die. I mean, what?
入るよ。
Kurusu entered the empty room knowing there wouldn't be an answer. Okay, well, is this like Takuru's like old room or something? She started by wiping down the desk and then moved on to do the rest of the cleaning the same way she always did. Nothing had changed in the room since Miyashiro had left. It was still filled with books, papers, and DVDs. That's a lot of books. Home was the place where Kurusu felt the most calm and relaxed. It was where she could be herself and be with her family. Her favorite time of the day was after dinner. It wasn't that she was uncomfortable at Hekiho, but her personality was such that she always felt like she had to put her job first. And she liked the role she had at home with her family more than she liked the role she had in the outside world. As she cleaned the bookshelves, she saw a scrapbook. She's seen it many times before, but she put it on the desk and started to flip through the pages. The book was filled with information on urban legends and crimes that had taken place in Shibuya, and on the last page was a collection of magazine and newspaper articles. The magazine article was dated about 6 months ago, just before Miyashiro had left home, and the newspaper article was from 6 years ago, and it was about Shibuya earthquake. This was why Miyashiro had left home and gone to live at Miyashita Park.
日付が6年前の事件とぴったりしてるんだ。事件も自殺っぽいっていう内容はともかく猟奇的だという点で同じ。
And there he is. We usually never get to see, the protagonist, because we're always from his perspective usually. By the way, his glasses are weird? I don't know. I don't see these glasses often. Like weird, oval glasses. I don't know, maybe I just don't see it as often anyway.
あなた殺されますよ、宮代拓先輩。
Something might be coming for him, or maybe Takaru was getting involved in something. As his older sister, she had to protect her little brother. But
私は
can I face what happened 6 years ago? I mean, what does she mean by that? I don't know. It was an earthquake, right? But did anything else happen 6 years ago? There was a knock at the door. She tried to take a few deep breaths to calm herself before she spoke.
誰？
俺だ。入るぞ。何泣きそうな顔してんだ？
え？
She quickly put her hand up to her face. She wasn't crying. She took a quick breath to help her focus.
どうしたの？
飯ん時、ちょっと変だったろ、お前。
そう？
Sakama looked at the scrapbook on the desk.
やっぱあいつがまた何かやらかしたのか。
His voice was a father's. Kurusu put the scrapbook back on the shelf.
うん。あ、いや、またやらかしそうというか。
相変わらずだな。ラブホテルで警察にお世話になった後、お前ちゃんと止めたんだろ？
Kurusu nodded, remembering what had happened in the hallway that day.
それでもなんかやめそうになくて。
珍しいな。あいつがお前に逆らうなんて。
それは私がきちんと。
なんだ。どうしたんだ？
Sakama sensed that something was wrong with Kurusu and sat down on the bed. He motioned for her to speak.
父さん、あの子ってどうやって私じゃなくてうちに馴染んだの？ほら、長期昏睡から目覚めてリハビリ始めた時は全然心を開いてなかったでしょ？
それを言ったら、ユイとユウともそうだろう。言っとくけど、お前もそうだったぞ。
私の話はいいから。
前のこと覚えてねえな。 だいたいそんなのちゃんとしたきっかけなんかあんのか。
But he crossed his arms and seemed to be trying to remember the past. Soon,
ああ、いつ馴染んだかなんてわかんねえけど、初めて一緒に夕飯食った日は覚えてるわ。
あ、
Kurusu realized that she remembered too. Even after he started his physical therapy and learned to walk again, for a while he kept eating dinner alone in his room. Sakama told him that everyone was supposed to meet and talk after dinner, but he used his poor health as an excuse to stay in his room.
私も覚えてる。そういえばあれってなんでだったの？
ああ、多分な、お前の単価だよ。
え？
あいつのリハビリ手伝ってたろ。家族なんだから私が面倒を見るっつって。
うん。
Miyashiro had refused, but she told him that there was no reason for him to be embarrassed now. She'd been in charge of cleaning his, catheter when he was in a coma after all? What's catheter mean? I mean, I guess his body, I guess, in general. When you're in coma, you know.
昔からだ。お前のブラコンぶりは。
When you're in a coma, you can't exactly clean yourself, so somebody has to do it for you, I guess.
だから違うって言ってるでしょ。
んで、あいつが問題なく日常生活できるようになって、そろそろ学校も大丈夫じゃないかって、お前が俺に相談持ちかけた時、なんて言ったか覚えてるか？
うん？
Kurusu tried to think, but she couldn't remember herself saying anything special.
小学生の時、学校にあまり行っていなかったって言うけど、私が行けるようにする。もしあの子をいじめるやつがいたら、私がやり返してやる。嘘でしょ？
She didn't remember that at all.
本当だよ。さっきユイも言ってたじゃないか。明らかに昔のお前の影響だ。今以上にとんがってたからな。それをあいつは部屋の外で聞いてたんだよ。その日の夕飯からだ。あいつが一緒に食べるようになったのが。まあ結局あいつはあまり学校には行かなかったけどな。それでも保健室登校で卒業できたのはお前のしごきの成果だろう。
As she listened to Sakama's words, she could feel the terror that had been building inside her start to fade away. Instead, she felt a mixture of confidence, nostalgia, and joy.
そんなこと私言ったかな。ののねえ、何してんの？
そっちこそ二人でどうした？
ユウのトイレ。そしたら声が聞こえたから。
そう。
She smiled a little at Yuto's embarrassment. He couldn't go to the bathroom on his own at night. He'd always been shy and spent most of his time clinging to Yui, but the earthquake had given him mild scotophobia too. Scotophobia? I mean, obviously, it's some sort of fear. If I had to guess, maybe... Well, I don't know. Actually, I want to see. What is it? A type of specific phobia. Scotophobia is the fear of darkness. Okay. That's actually what I was thinking. Yeah, trauma in a dark place. Okay. I remember when I was, very little. I also had the same thing. I always had a nightlight.
ねえ、二人はタクルに帰ってきてほしい？
当たり前じゃん。家族だもん。
うん。
っていうか、タクル兄の掃除当番全部肩代わりしてるの私とユウだから、早く返してもらわないと。
あと買い出し当番も。
ああ、それもだ。忘れてた。
Kurusu laughed and looked around her missing brother's room and her family. There's no changing what happened 6 years ago now.
ゆい。ユウトをいじめるやつがいたら、やり返してやりなさい。
I don't know. It's,
もちろん。
I don't know if it's a good idea though, because that might get her in trouble too. And you know how schools think about no tolerance. You know, they're gonna get both kicked out of school, and then I don't know. Anyway, she would just have to protect her family so that they could live together again. Yes, protect, quote unquote. What's she gonna do? Kurusu took out her smartphone and left the room, leaving her uncertainty behind. Oh, there she goes. Hey, we're back to being Takaru, and he's in the toilet, I guess. Oh, Serika? I don't know why we're both in the toilet. Are we sneaking into the hospital? Serika was sitting with her legs crossed on the cold floor, looking up at me. I put my ear up to the door and tried to see if there's anyone outside.
大丈夫。誰もいない。
じゃあ、もう諦めていこうよ。さすがにお尻が限界。
一石舞踏家。数年前のニュースだったと思うんだけど、トイレの鍵が壊れて2日間くらい閉じ込められた人がいて。
Oh, that sucks.
救出された時に閉じ込められてどうでしたかって聞かれて、こう答えたんだ。トイレがあってよかったって。
I mean, yeah. Compared to the other guy who was stuck in an elevator, I'm sure he would have liked the toilet. Anyway.
私たちは2人だからトイレできないじゃん。
Damn it, she was right for once. I mean, you're gonna have to. You have no choice, but anyway. But she was right, I was reaching my mental limits too. It was past 10 now, which meant we spent more than 2 hours locked inside the bathroom. We were on the 5th floor of the AH Tokyo General Hospital, in the women's toilet near the lobby. Okay, how did Takaya, or I keep saying Takaya, Takaru. How did Takaru end up in the women's room? We learned in the club room this morning that the creator of the sumo sticker was here. Serika and I had come to the hospital right after that. Each floor of the hospital had different sections, and each section had its own lobby, so we were able to go around to each floor and gather information by talking to the people there. Well, it was mostly Serika who did the talking because I guess I keep saying Takaru has crippling social anxiety, I guess. And then we heard that there was someone in a private room in the back of the 5th floor who draw a lot of creepy pictures. I got excited. The person drawing the pictures might know something. But there was a problem. Namely, the ward they were staying in. There were 2 wards on the 5th floor. The first was the gastroenterological ward, straight down the hall from the lobby. Medical words. They're always so complicated. Anyway. But to get to the place where we wanted to go to, you had to take a right from the lobby and go to the psych ward. To meet with patients in the psych ward, you needed permission from the patient and the hospital. If you weren't there to meet someone, you wouldn't even be allowed in. While we were sitting in the lobby trying to come up with a plan, visiting hours for the psych ward ended. And hours for the gastroenterological ward ended too, and we had no good excuse for being there any longer, so you hid in the washroom? Is that what you did? And that's how we got where we were now. If I hadn't taken Serika's advice and chosen to hide in the women's restroom, where the stalls were inevitably in use more often, someone would have gotten suspicious of us a long time ago. No, maybe they were already suspicious. When Ito saw the pair in the pictures in the club room, he proposed we start investigating them immediately. But I decided to temporarily leave that to him and visit the hospital. Again, yeah, Ito found something, but like me, the player, I guess, I don't really know what he found. Well, I didn't tell Ito where I was going or why. If he knew I was putting a priority on verifying information on a homepage run by a crazy man with no sources even given, he'd make fun of me. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. That's why I wanted to find something. My phone suddenly started to vibrate. I frowned when I saw the name. Damn, at a time like this, too.
タク？
You're not gonna answer it? Sarika seemed to say silently. I decided to ignore the phone call.
いいの？
仕方ないだろう。きっと出たら面倒なことになる。
Whatever it was, chances are it wasn't something I wanted to hear, and I couldn't exactly hold a conversation right now. Oh, okay. You have a positive or negative delusion. I can imagine what happens in the positive one, considering we're in a women's washroom, stuck in a stall with a teenage girl, but anyway. We haven't had a negative one for a while, so let's do that! Yay! I mean, we are back to where we were, you know, when we had all those nightmares, so it would make sense to have some negative delusions, maybe. 2 hours, huh? I didn't know being quiet and doing nothing was so tiring. Yeah, because you're kind of like stuck in one place. You know, no place to stretch or anything. The human body isn't meant to be, you know, in one place for so long. Sarika had her arms crossed over her knees. She looked upset. Was I imagining it, or has she been really fidgety over the last 10 minutes?
変なの。まさかこの年でタクと一緒に女子トイレの個室に何時間もこもることになるなんて。
そう言わずにもうちょっと付き合ってくれ。
いいけど。でもこれ以上粘っても意味ないと思う。
Sarika sighed a little. I looked away from her. I was starting to fidget a little, maybe because we've been talking about going to the bathroom. Okay, trigger on. Or so I said, but... To be honest, I was thinking of calling it a day too. The reason why was I really had to go to the bathroom. Okay. So I was about to piss myself. Of course, I was aware that I was already sitting right next to a toilet, but I didn't think it was a good idea to use the women's bathroom, particularly in front of Sarika, so I was holding it in. But I was about to hit my limit. Okay, this is the true horror. Holding your bladder. Horrific. Psychological horror. But still, if I missed a chance like this because of a simple biological function, it would be humiliating. Ito would laugh at me for sure. I was the president of the newspaper club. I overruled the objections of the vice president to come here. I couldn't give up. I had a reputation to protect. So I...
なあ、おのえ。
お？帰る気になった？
Sarika stood up looking relieved.
それがいいよ。また明日来ようよ。
いや、まだ帰らない。
じゃあ何？
しょんべんしたい。
I want to pee.
お？
だから悪いけど、一瞬外に出ててくれないか。
やだよ。見つかっちゃうよ。
ほんの30秒ぐらいでいいから。
やだって。それならタクが出てってよ。
僕がしょんべんしたいのに、なんで僕が出ていかなくちゃいけないんだ。
あ、そっか。じゃあ後ろ向いててあげるからここでしちゃいなよ。
Okay.
うん
How could she just suggest something like that in such an innocent way? I don't know, maybe she's into it.
恥ずかしいだろ。
今更じゃん。私とタクの間柄でしょ。
お前本気で言ってるのか。てかお前本気で言ってるのか。
I was so freaked out that I was repeating myself.
いいからいいからパパッとやっちゃいなって。
Yeah, just piss. Just go piss. Serika grinned a little as she turned around. Evidently, she had no intention of leaving the stall. No way. There's no way this was happening. But to be honest, my bladder felt like it was about to explode. I couldn't last any longer. I didn't have a choice.
絶対こっち見るなよ。絶対だぞ。
オッケー。
Just horror, scary music as we pissed in the toilet. I lifted the lid, lowered my zipper, and got ready. I felt a wave of pleasure and release as I let go. Ah, that's better. The sound, though, was extremely embarrassing. You know, well, I guess, in Japan anyway, it is supposedly, anyway, culturally anyway, embarrassing to hear sounds of, you know, I guess, biological functions in the toilet. And that's why in a lot of like public washrooms anyway, they have this button that makes like sounds or like music that plays over, you know, like toilet sounds, you know, when you're taking a poop, I guess, something like that. I should have had Serika put her hands over her ears, but it was too late now. Asking her to do so at this point would just be more embarrassing. And since I held it in for so long, there was a lot that had to come out. It was taking long enough that it was actually starting to freak me out a little. Hurry up, come on, hurry up and finish. Okay, this kind of reminds me of some dreams I had. You know, where you had to like, you know, sometimes I have dreams where I had to like go to the washroom, you know, whatever, like, to go pee basically. But like, for some reason, the universe keeps preventing me from doing so. And in a way, I don't know, maybe it's unconsciously my brain is just telling me not to piss my pants in my sleep maybe. And that's why, but always in my dreams, you know, for some reason, I just never get to pee even though my bladder's full. I don't know if anyone else has experienced the same thing. Like for some reason, so for example, I just never get to find where the washroom is or something, or the toilets don't work or something, or they're out of order, you know, for some reason. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, she laughed. I guess she's laughing at your tiny penis, I guess. She just laughed. How the hell do you laugh at a guy who's going to the bathroom?
いっぱい出るね。
Okay.
はい。
I want to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself. Please, someone kill me.